What's going on, Motor City Sports Talk? We in the building. Just had a good or bad idea, depending on how you guys look at it. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. We back, and don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Those links are in the description. We on the push to 1,000, and I definitely thank you guys because you guys been doing your job and sharing the videos, liking the videos, and commenting and putting us up there, man. We almost at 1,000, man. Let's keep pushing, and eventually we'll set new goals. And like I said, somebody inboxed me about joining the team. I said, man, if you're interested, I got a good venture coming up that's really going to change this page. And this fall, man, hopefully if everything comes together, you guys will like it, man. But I had a hypothetical in mind, man. I'm hearing all these reports that Kyrie Irving wants out of Boston. He wants to be the man in his own team, with Jason Tatum, Terry Rozier, and Jaylen Brown, and Al Horford. A lot of young guys coming. And I think they got another good... No, they gave that draft pick to Cleveland. So, a lot of good talent coming, and potentially another trade where they're trying to trade for the big fella from Texas. Kyrie sounds like he's not going to re-sign with them, and they said that he might go over to the Knicks. I wonder why he want to go to the Knicks, but if you're the Pistons, we'll speak on this in a minute, but if you're the Pistons, would you be willing to give a package of around Andre Drummond to give up for Kyrie Irving? Now, that can help Boston in a few ways. Boston needs a big guy like Andre Drummond that got some muscle, and he could play with Al Horford as well too, and they give him some muscle. And then they will be trying to probably still try to trade Jaylen Brown and something else to get the fifth pick from Dallas, and probably try to get another guy that can go with that, or try to trade them for something else, or possibly try to fit LeBron in there and try to clear some space for Hayward and Jaylen Brown, and try to clear some space for LeBron possibly. With Kyrie Irving possibly out the deal, then Boston may become an attractive spot for LeBron James. That's why I say that. But, obviously you would be trying to force, Reggie Jackson to be a part of this deal. But if not, I would hang on to Reggie Jackson for 1 year. I wouldn't even buy him out. He has 2 years left with $16 million per year or something like that. Might be a little bit of an upcharge the last year of this contract. But the last year of that contract would be an attractive contract, and maybe why Boston might take it, because an expiring $17 million contract, you can move that contract and get some cap space or get some cap room where you can bring somebody on to fill out your roster, because the Celtics are going to re-sign Terry Rozier. They're going to re-sign Marcus Smart. They got Gordon Hayward coming back. They still got Jaylen Brown. So they're going to be looking to make some moves. But I think Andre Drummond for Kyrie Irving, man, that's a good deal. I know we have to throw in a next year's first-round pick, but that's the problem with the Pistons, man. That's why I'm willing to take this gamble. I know he's injured like Blake Griffin, and you might as well make it an injury party, right? If you're going to get an injured person, Blake Griffin, you might as well give him a Chris Paul S type of guy in Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving and Blake Griffin, I think that's better than Drummond and Blake Griffin. Obviously, you probably want to try to get Kyrie and Andre Drummond, but, Boston already has a Blake Griffin type of guy, Al Horford, for people that's questioning that. But I think I would like this deal. I know you have to throw something else in there as far as maybe a first-round pick, and if you don't want to throw a first-round pick in there, he does have an expiring contract, and you would have to get Kyrie to commit before I pull the trigger on this trade. Because I don't want Drummond to walk away for a guy we rented for 1 year. And people say, well, why would Kyrie want to come to Detroit? Well, Kyrie wants his own team, and he was in Cleveland, and Cleveland had no lineage before LeBron came back. He had just re-upped with Cleveland. And if Tom Gores, you can sell the fact of Kyrie being your cornerstone with Blake Griffin, that's a lot better than having two big guys in Blake Griffin and Drummond in a small man's league or a guards league now. It's not like the 80s and 90s, fellas. You need a guard, and you can put Kyrie out as a point guard and have him paired with Griffin. And that's good money right there. And then eventually, you get Reggie Jackson off the books. You got some more money to play with. Then you can fill out the roster. That's a formidable roster right there. And with Blake Griffin and Kyrie, you probably can attract a third wheel. You probably could attract next summer Jimmy Butler. Especially if they're playing good together. You can start to fill out your roster. So I like the trade. I know a lot of people won't like it. They want to keep Drummond there attached, but Blake Griffin and Kyrie, that's potent right there, man. And then you just need to fill out a rim defender, get you a big fella, and fill out the rest of the team. But I'll figure it out at that point. I need a guard. And the Pistons have been lacking a good point guard since Chauncey left. We had Spencer Dinwiddie. He's proven to be a good point guard in the NBA. We let him walk. We let Chris Middleton walk. And then you can just figure it out and how to plug in the rest of the players. Kyrie and Blake Griffin will attract you a third wheel. They attract you a good third wheel. And possibly, you know, if you want to do a super trade, you know, possibly you probably can get Gordon Hayward in a deal. Or you possibly can get, you know, somebody else on the deal on that team. You know, Gordon Hayward, I know that's a risk as well, too, when he'll come back from a knee injury. But Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving, Blake Griffin is better than just Drummond, Jackson, and Blake Griffin. You know, Kyrie and Griffin is going to do the work for you. But my ideal thing would try to be keeping Kyrie and Drummond together. But, I mean, they already have a Blake Griffin type of guy, Al Horford. But maybe they can move Al Horford with Jaylen Brown in Dallas or whatever and try to get that 5th pick and get the Mamba guy, whatever the big guys from Texas name that's rising up draft boards. And then you compare Blake Griffin, the Texas guy, you'll still have, you know, Jason Tatum and, you know, and then obviously, you know, they'll have, you know, Blake, you know, they'll be all right then, you know. But I'm not sure if they really want to move Gordon Hayward at this point or because they're really trying to move Jaylen Brown because maybe Jordan Hayward doesn't have any trade value. But, you know, I just thought this was a nice hypothetical. I'm pretty sure it won't happen because Andre Drummond is like Tom Gore's son. But, you know, if it's me, man, I mean, I really would think about pulling the trade for something with Drummond and something else in the pick or whatever for Kyrie. Because Kyrie doesn't want to sign back from Boston, and that's strong reports coming out on that. And as long as you get Kyrie to sign an extension with the Pistons or sign a contract extension with with Boston before coming over, I'll risk Kyrie and Blake Griffin, man, and just make it work after that. That's definitely going to be an exciting tandem, and then you can just fill it out after that. So I'm not sure what will be the particulars about matching up the salaries and what players you need to get the salary to fit, what they want to draft pick, you know. But I know one thing, they probably won't want Reggie Jackson until next year when he has 1 year left on his deal, you know. So, you know, obviously Reggie Jackson probably won't be a part of that deal. And he just had to ride the pine, or him and Kyrie can just play together in the backcourt. I don't know what it would be. Now, obviously, if that happens, you can consider bringing back Avery Bradley. I understand he went through what he went through with the alleged rape case and the confidentiality agreement. But he's going to be cheap on this market, man. KCP can come back. He can be cheap on the market as well, too. You know, you can plug him in and just put the roster in behind him and make the chips fall where they fall at. You have 2 superstars, but just a hypothetical. I'm not saying it's the greatest idea. I know a lot of people are probably going to tend to hate it, but just my opinion, what I think about the deal, but I'm not sure, you know, how everybody will conceive it. But let me know what y'all think. Motor City Sports Talk. Signing off. We gone.